Hello food fans, if you can't wait for the big holiday feast, you want to taste some turkey or ham a little bit early, why not try some of these packaged ham and turkey. They have chicken and beef and other types of meat. This is Buddig is the brand, and it's a small package to be sure. This package is 69 cents at Kroger. And it's 2 ounces, so 8 times 69 cents, 8 times 70 cents, $5.60 a pound. But this is a very good way to get the taste of turkey and ham before the holidays start. And I'm also going to cook up some French fries from the frozen food section. I'll put together probably about a cup of the French fries. And that with some secret ingredients will make for a nice little lunch before the holidays. Get your taste buds exercised before the big day or days come. And I also will have some secret ingredients. So let's get started. There was very little cooking needed for this meal. These French fries put in the microwave, and I microwaved something else, a secret ingredient, which I will go ahead and show you right now, since I'm going to be having, this is turkey and this is ham. I want to have a little bit more on the sandwich to make it extra special, so I'm putting bacon, but it's not real bacon. It's the Morningstar Farms bacon strips, and I really like that, as anyone who has been watching my YouTube channel knows already. But I'll get some turkey. First of all, I better get some bread here. I've got food all over this table, including something that will make the meal a little bit more delicious. When I went to Aldi's to shop for some of the items that I buy every week, I was going to get a can of cranberry sauce, but they did not have any, and I don't know if Kroger has any or not. But we're going to have a substitute. There's 2 slices of white bread. Is that white or wheat? Probably white bread. And Aldi's did not have the cranberry sauce, so I got a substitute. I got it at Aldi's, a very good substitute, and something that in case you find a shortage of cranberry sauce in your area, you might want to try this, but that'll come later. And by the way, look at the size of this one French fry. This is almost as big as my hand. And the French fries are very good. I'll get some turkey. And the 2 ounces of turkey. I won't put 2 ounces on one sandwich. I'm going to have about half of the turkey that's in there. And this was only 69 cents. I'm going to use half of the ham also, but on a different sandwich. What I will do is put some relish and mustard on here. By the way, I've got my salad underneath all this, and that salad is cabbage, carrots, tomatoes, mayonnaise, relish, oops, and ketchup. And the extra relish here goes on to the turkey sandwich in this case. VidKid wanted to know something about Roger Miller and Pat McCormick. I worked with both. Well, I worked with Pat McCormick, and I talked with Roger Miller when he used to attend talent night at the Palomino Club. His son got up to perform, and Roger Miller would always be in the audience in the back. And I used to sit at their table. Roger Miller was gifted with a communicative style. He said things, and he made it funny by the way he expressed himself. His first hit song back in 1961, called "In the Summertime," had a rhythmic style of being performed, where if you just said the words, you automatically had the rhythm. A turkey sandwich is good with vegetarian bacon. Roger Miller's song in the Summertime was the title of the song, but the way the song went was, in the summertime when all the trees and leaves are green, the red bird sings, I'll be blue because you don't I'll be blue 'cause you don't want my love. And Roger Miller was the first person to receive 5 Grammys in one night. In 1965. Time for some root beer. This is all good, and it's all less than $5 total, I'm sure. And Roger Miller was a natural, funny person. He didn't try to be funny. He just was. His biggest hit, 1965, I guess it was "King of the Road." Really great song. You might want to listen to that. I'll try to remember to leave some links to different things I'm talking about. Roger Miller would sit at the table with his son and another young man who performed with his son when his son get up on stage to sing a song. I can't remember what instrument the other guy played, but Roger Miller's son was a very nice person and a good performer, and Roger Miller would be in the back and he'd just applaud. He was not outrageous, he was not a drunken fool or anything. He was just a nice person who was funny. There's a choo-choo train. Pat McCormick was a very big man. I stood in for him on Under the Rainbow, and he was Very funny. He had an odd way of looking at things. Um, Something would happen and most people would just kind of ignore it, but he would say something and it would be funny. Pat McCormick probably weighed close to 300 pounds, I would guess. I'm 6 foot 4 inches tall. I was standing in for him and Peter Isaacson on Under the Rainbow. And both of them were taller than me. Pat McCormick said something once that was very funny. He said a lot of things that were funny, but Pat McCormick was riding with someone in a car and they drove past the Blind Center in Los Angeles. As they drove past the Blind Center, the lights were out at the Blind Center, and Pat McCormick said they must be working late. He and Chevy Chase would say things on the set of Under the Rainbow. Pat McCormick would just say something and get a big laugh. Chevy Chase was funny, but Pat McCormick was crazier. Just it was fun being around Pat McCormick all the time. I also worked with him on, I think it was called Rooster. Rooster was a TV detective comedy show. Pat McCormick and Paul Williams. And Pat was funny on that show also. I did a photo double for him in one scene on Under the Rainbow, where he's standing on a ladder and you don't see his face, just his body. He's watching something happening, and he had to go home early or something. For some reason he wasn't there, so they dressed me up in his outfit and put in big pillows to fill in the spaces. He was a huge man. Let me get some of my substitute for cranberry sauce. It's fruit cocktail. This one I don't need a can opener to get to it. Pull the little top off without spilling any of the heavy syrup or fruit juices. And I get to lick the top because it's good and it's my house. This is actually better tasting than this fruit cocktail is better tasting than cranberry sauce in my estimation. And it has a bit of a festive flavor. And it makes a good dessert too. Very, very good. That's from Aldi's. The fruit cocktail in a can. What size is this?
15 ounces was 99 cents. I would guess if you're watching this a year later, the price of all the food on the table will probably have doubled. It was very tasty. Someone wanted to know about Peter Falk. I never did work with Peter Falk. I think I would have enjoyed it. Two of my favorite movies were movies in which Peter Falk was the star. Murder by Death and The Cheap Detective. I'm going to try a ham sandwich real fast here. I usually eat wheat bread, but for sandwiches I like white bread. One could also use rye bread for a ham sandwich. Get another French fry here. Put some relish on the sandwich. I'll just put the relish right on the bread right there. And in addition to the relish, I will put some mustard after I shake it a bit to get any condensation from coming out too thin as water. And then we'll get the budig ham, and I'll take about half of this package. And we'll get half of the ham. So we used up half the ham and half of the turkey. And I get my other slice of bacon that's not real bacon. That's from Morning Star Farms. Put the other slice of bread on top of that. And very good. This would be a nice lunch for a college fraternity or sorority. Very little cooking, just the French fries, the frozen French fries. Heat them up in the microwave. Heat them for about maybe a minute to a minute and 20 seconds for serving. Whatever size that is, probably about a cup. This is pretty good stuff. I'm a good cook who doesn't cook very much. There were several celebrity types who used to come into the Palomino Club, and quite often they'd be there on talent night, which was an open mic night. In addition to Roger Miller, Jerry Lee Lewis used to be a regular customer at the Palomino, plus he performed there quite often. Jerry Lee Lewis and Victor French and Hoyt Axton very often would be in the crowd. If you want to see celebrities, go to open mic night shows in your area and increase your chances of seeing someone. Also for the people who might plan on starting up their own publishing company or record company, if you start it and you're in a big city, get the business license, do everything legal. This fruit cocktail or fruit salad is very good. When I first started a record company in Los Angeles, I was still a teenager. I was probably about 19 then. And I did all the legal things for the Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County. If you live in a small city, you probably can start your record company without any license required. But if you're selling products, be sure to report whatever is necessary on the taxes. This is a good lunch. 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 If you want to see celebrities, go where celebrities go. I'm glad I worked in radio, and I'm glad I worked as a movie extra, glad I worked as a movie actor. Glad I worked as a musician. I'm glad I made this video. I'm glad you came over for lunch. Sandwich is just about gone. It really does taste good. Thank you for watching.